candlelit dinners, a dozen red roses, intricate paper cards, love heart necklaces, and a box of chocolates. February 14th is the most romantic day of the year. But who for? The bemusing history of Valentine's Day tells us that this celebration is reserved for lovers, romantic partners. However, is romance the greatest love we can experience, or has the power of friendship really taken over this celebration? Welcome to History for Hot Girls, where we deep dive into people, events, items, and ideas typically considered feminine. It's history, but make it hot. On today's episode, we're exploring the peculiar and wildly unsubstantiated history of Valentine's Day and the rise of the celebration of friendship in Valentine's Day.
Yes, I love a little bit of unsubstantiated history and just like fake news.
This is all just made up.
I love that.
And
that really is just in the spirit of history.
Yes.
People can just make shit up.
And then we take it to be fact. And then we just go with it.
And then we talk about it on our podcast.
Amen.
Yay.
So Valentine's Day has been celebrated for a hot minute. It's been around for a long time, but the exact origins are pretty questionable. We now know it as a day for celebrating romantic partners, romantic love. It's one of those things that we do. We've done it forever. No one can really pinpoint why, but like we've done it for so long so that people just make up a bunch of stuff to try and explain the backstory to make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So Valentine's Day was once believed to be a friend of the pod, syncretism. So syncretism, my favourite, it's the PR and marketing strategy of the early church. And to quote you from our Halloween episode, do you love spooky shit? So does Christ. And do you love decorating trees for special occasions? So does Christ. So my Roman Empire is like the way that the early church adapted pagan festivals to try and convince people to become Christian. It was a lot of fun.
Dare I say it was the church at their most creative.
Yes, we loved it. We loved it. So there was some belief that Valentine's Day was a rebranded version of Lupercalia, which is like this ancient Roman festival. And according to Dr. Kate Lister, it's basically like a frat bro kind of party involving sacrificing a goat, running around naked, covered in blood, and then whipping women with its skin.
You can really see why the church is like, hey, let's just take that one over.
Yeah.
And let's just pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah, if that is in fact the origin.
Like, hey, heathens, you know?
I get it. I do get it. Because
Yikes.
it doesn't sound like the fun date night
No.
for Valentine's Day at all.
It's not cute or sexy.
No. But it was linked to some kind of like a fertility ritual, and like Plutarch writes about this. Maybe linked to fertility, kind of linked to Pan, not sure.
I feel like most weird shit was just, oh yeah, it's a fertility ritual, like we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
don't worry.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So allegedly, if you were lucky enough to be whipped, it was said that, you know, a woman would have an easier time during pregnancy and birth. So like they didn't have epidural back then, so maybe they'd risk the goat skin whipping.
Yeah, okay.
It still doesn't sound like a fun time.
No, they were just doing the most.
They really were.
Thank God for drugs.
Yeah, I'm so happy we have access to modern medicine. Lupercalia was also a really super ancient festival to the ancient Romans, so they didn't even really know what it was all about. It was something they just kind of like a fun time for them, and it carried on till about the 5th century, even though it started to look different over time, and then the Pope at that time was like, oh, actually, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. This is a very Christ-like.
Yes.
So the only real connection to the modern Valentine's Day that we have is the fact that it occurred around mid-February. So for me, it doesn't really make sense as the origins, right?
I mean, I guess I can see, like, especially if the early church was trying to get rid of all heathen influence, the best way to do that is to then take the date of, like, this really gross and weird celebration and then make it something else and something nicer.
Yes.
I think. I don't know.
Well, our next theory is that it's the feast of St. Valentine, which is, in a way, in the Christian calendar, but which Valentine are we talking about? Because there are actually multiple Valentines.
Oh, okay.
Could be multiples, could be one guy.
Right.
Don't really know. First up, we have this bishop named Valentine from Genoa who lived in the 3rd century CE.
Mm-hmm.
He was well known for ministering to persecuted Christians in the early church, and he was really key in monastic expansion.
Mm-hmm.
He was martyred, as a lot of these preachers were at the time.
Yeah.
But this Valentine's feast day is actually on the 2nd of May.
Right, okay. So it's not like the same feast day as our guy.
No.
But I feel like I have heard of that Valentine before.
Yeah, it's a common kind of story. The Feb 14, St. Valentine's Day, however, could be for 1 or 2 Valentines, not sure. A lot of accounts place St. Valentine as a bishop from Terni in Italy, or it could be a priest from Rome, or it could be the same person. Don't know.
Okay.
However, legend goes that Emperor Claudius II, he suddenly has this hot take that young men, single men, make better soldiers than married men. And so he outlaws marriage for young men. And then one of the Valentines is like, actually, I 100% disagree with this. And he continued to perform marriages for young couples. He was found out and then executed for his crimes.
Aww.
I know, I kind of want to believe that story.
I think that's really lovely. I think that is a really sweet, I mean, obviously not like the whole execution part. That's not, that's not nice. But what I think is sweet is, yeah, like the whole like, I guess, through line in the narrative of like, you know, love conquering all and like, you know, pursuing love and pursuing marriage, even in the face of like huge adversity. I feel like that's a really cute origin story.
Yeah, and I kind of, the one I hope is true.
Yeah, I like that. I want it to be that one.
Yes. So this Valentine, another story goes, is that he was preaching, he refused to denounce the faith, and he was then tried, imprisoned, and somehow fell in love with his jailer's daughter who would come and visit him.
Right.
Yeah. And so he would write her these letters and sign them from your Valentine, which is a greeting we still use today.
That is a weird one, the more you think about it.
Yes, because like, what was she doing down
Why
there?
is she there?
Yeah.
How is she having contact with this guy? How is her dad letting this happen?
Exactly. Right? I mean, like, it's a cute story, but I don't know, it's
like,
murky.
It's like the next, like, dark romance, like romantasy coming out.
Someone write that story.
Shit, I'll write it. I don't care. But yeah, okay, bizarre.
Yeah. So we're not really sure, but we're kind of getting into the Middle Ages, and this is where Valentine's Day really has her glow up. So the first modern mention of St. Valentine's Day is mentioned by none other than Geoffrey Chaucer of Canterbury Tales fame. You know, he's known as the father of English literature, and although he's most known for the Canterbury Tales, he did a lot of work prior to that, in the early, 1380s, which is where St. Valentine's Day is first mentioned. So, yes. So there's this poem that he wrote called The Parliament of the Fowls. And in this poem, there's like a narrator who's dreaming, and he's guided through this dream. He passes through a temple of Venus, and he goes into this garden where some birds are meeting to choose their mate on St. Valentine's Day.
Oh, cute.
It's really sweet. And so to quote the poem, it says, "For this was on St. Valentine's Day, where every bird cometh there to choose his mate."
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really cute.
I choose you.
Oh my God. But with birds.
Birds.
I love
really
birds.
sweet. John Gower, who's also another English poet writing at that time, talks about birds too and how they choose their mates on St. Valentine's Day, because it kind of like marks the beginning of the end of winter, and like we're moving into springtime at this point. So there's like this whole romantic notion about St. Valentine's Day, choosing a lover. There's like flowers blooming. It's also the era of courtly love. So we see like this language is very flowery. It's very romantic, like inherently.
Yeah.
So this is where we get that from. And, you know, yeah.
It is like the best form of romance, I think. Like, I think that we just need to bring that level of yearning back.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The ideal man is Mr. Darcy. You can never top like the hand touch.
Oh my god.
The flexing after she touches his hand, like
he's the blueprint.
He is the ideal man.
He really is.
That's all you need.
So true. Well, we also have heaps of like early Valentine's Day letters on record from this time. So there's a note from Charles, the Duke of Orleans, who sent his wife a letter after he was imprisoned in the Tower of London after the Battle of Agincourt. And we can actually find his note in the British Library in London.
Oh.
So that's a Valentine's Day note from there.
That is so crazy. Imagine like writing like essentially like a love letter to someone, thinking it's only that person that's ever going to see it, and then it's like straight up just in a museum for the rest of time.
Yes. You better make sure it's not cringy.
Oh my god, what if it was cringy?
Oh. Well, in the 1400s equivalent of asking ChatGPT, we have Henry V, who hired a poet, John Lydgate, to write a Valentine's Day note for him.
Boo, where's the yearning? Where's the yearning? Where's the creativity? Use your brain, you absolute loser.
Henry V was out here like really not able to think for himself. But, you know, by the 16th century, people were sending tokens over notes.
Is that when they were sending like locks of their hair and stuff?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on.
Yeah.
People started sending like jewelry if they could afford it, like diamonds, or not necessarily diamonds, but jewels of some kind if you were
like
rich enough.
It says a lot about us that you went, oh, jewelry, and I was like, cut off your hair.
It's all about balance here.
One of us is a serial killer. Can you tell which one?
Valentine's Day traditions continued to evolve over time, and we get to like the 19th century where the Valentine's Day note was well and truly out, but the Valentine's Day card was super in.
Oh.
This was really big in the 1800s, and this time period is also like really notorious for like this moral panic of like, it is a total no-no to express your feelings directly. You couldn't just go up to someone and be like, hey, I think you're hot, or hey, like, I really like you. So
the Mr. Darcy effect.
Yes. Yeah. You couldn't have, you know, all these direct feelings. Yeah. So you had to, you know, send a card. It was the perfect way to like say what you were feeling without really saying what you were feeling.
I'm assuming that their cards did not say, I choose you.
They you know, some of them were a little corny like that.
Okay.
In their own way.
Okay.
Which I love. And we're going to get to some examples.
Amazing.
soon.
I'm so excited.
Along with all of this going on, with like the feelings of it all, we also have the invention of the penny post. Now, the penny post is our current concept of mailing, which is crazy because like prior to the 1840s, you would have to pay to receive mail.
Oh.
One Roland Hill, who had little to no experience in the postal service other than being like a really annoyed customer, according to Tim Harford, proposed that, quote, the wish to correspond with friends may not be so strong, but facts have come to my knowledge tending to show that for the high rate of postage, many a letter would be written and many a heart gladdened too, where the revenue and the feelings of friends now suffer alike. So basically,
wow,
love that. He was kind of like, okay, people don't want to write their friends letters. They don't want to correspond with their friends so much. But imagine if it was a little cheaper and a little easier, people would do it more often. And so he basically invented this new system of postage.
Oh my God, good for him.
Yes. So you would pay to send rather than receive, which is where like stamps come from as well, which is really cool. And he was right. Harford says his predictions came true because in, quote, 1840, the first year of the penny post, the number of letters sent more than doubled. So not only, not only did it encourage like literacy rates and freer communication, but the amount of Valentine's Day cards were sent as well.
Cute.
So Valentine's Day cards, especially in Britain, were so popular that there were catalogues available where people could choose cards with different moods and genres and guides and scaffolds for writing the perfect Valentine's Day message.
I feel like I would be really disappointed if I got one of those, like, you know, the scaffolded ones where you just fill in a couple of words. Like, I don't want that shit.
Again, think for yourself.
Think for yourself.
Be like Mr. Darcy.
Be like Mr. Darcy.
Yes. So this spread around the world, as you can imagine. So in the United States, in Massachusetts, Esther Howland is credited with spreading the popularity of the Valentine's Day card. Being that they were so expensive to import from England, she set up her own business, creating and selling very intricate Valentine's Day cards.
We love a boss babe.
So cool. And these ones, she had the whole operation going. They were fully decked out with lace and pearls and trimmings and beautifully coloured paper, and parts of the cards would pop out. There was giving 3D effect.
That's so fun.
Really beautiful cards. Yeah. So it's no surprise that this also assisted in furthering the popularity of the Valentine's Day card.
Absolutely.
Another brilliant Valentine's Day tradition at this time was a vinegar valentine, the 19th century version of trolling, if you will. So you could send an anonymous letter or a note for Valentine's Day to people you did not find particularly charming. Here are some of my favourites. They're dated from the 1870s. The first one: "'Tis said you share your love with many, but I believe you have not any. At least enough to give away. You keep it for yourself, they say."
Wow.
So to translate,
wow.
It's rumoured that you're a slut.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone actually really likes you.
You got no bitches.
Yes. Okay, this is another one. "It says as plain as it can say, old fellow, you best step away," with an image. Sorry, we're gonna.
Older fellow, you best step away.
That's so good.
I'm saying that in my day-to-day life.
It is so brilliant. And it's got an image of a woman throwing a bucket of water on a man.
Yes.
All right, this is another one I really love. "Pray, do you ever mend your clothes or comb your hair? Well, I suppose you've got no time, for people say you're reading novels all the day."
Why is that a call out?
I feel a bit attacked a little bit.
Yeah.
And low key, we need to bring this back. This is so good.
There is a button missing on this shirt.
Yeah.
That I haven't mended.
Oh my god.
Because I've been busy.
Oh my god. They say you've been reading novels all the day.
I've been reading.
Okay, so we're going to jump forward into our timeline. We're in the modern day, Valentine's Day, and Dr. P.H. Lau wrote in 2012, and I dare say it's quite similar now, that generally, we've evolved from notes, and people give gifts, and the most common ones would be flowers, chocolates, cosmetics, fragrances, spa days, jewelry, all going on a date.
It's all, I guess, focused, because everything you've mentioned so far is about communicating your feelings, whereas now it's very much spoiling that person.
Yes.
Because I guess the implication is now they're aware usually of how you feel.
Yes. And so he talks about the way that cards, or gifts rather, they're a non-verbal way of communication, and that, like you said, those gifts evolve over time, especially the longer you've been in a relationship.
Yes.
Right?
Do you guys still celebrate Valentine's Day?
We do. We do.
Nice.
It's just a bit more, we've always had it a bit low key because it's also my dad's birthday.
Oh, that's right. And your dad is the greatest gift of all.
He is. He's wonderful, brilliant, amazing. So we always have done it a little bit earlier, a little bit after. So we still do something something for
that's
it.
So nice.
It's nice. It's fun. Getting back to flowers, Dr. Lau explores the symbolism of different flowers, and he says that of course it's the most profitable time of the year for people who work in the floral industry. But I do love what the different flowers mean. So if you give red roses, it means passionate love. A camellia says you are perfect for me.
Aww.
Red carnations, my heart aches for you.
I like that.
Cute. Daffodils, you are the only one for me.
Cute.
Blue hyacinths say our love is constant. Sunflowers say I adore you. And red tulips say that you are the perfect lover.
That's really cute. I like that they have so many meanings.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so really nice. So if you're getting some flowers, you better get them with intention. They do mean something.
Because I do know, isn't it yellow roses are hatred or jealousy or something?
I don't know, but I always assume yellow roses are for funerals or
they have a negative
connotation.
connotation. I just can't remember what it is.
Yeah,
I'll put it up on the screen. Google is my friend. I'll figure it out. But I do know there's definitely like a negative negative vibe there. You're not supposed to do yellow.
Yeah, definitely no yellow roses.
Yeah.
Kate Hardcastle for Forbes in a 2025 article discusses the rise of personalised gifts and experiential gifting, and talks about how like the Valentine's Day spending is really crazy, and consumers in the UK are expected to spend 1.37 billion on Valentine's Day, £1 billion, that is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes. Insane numbers.
For a day that's like not even a real thing.
So true.
It's just like, hey, go buy some stuff.
Yes.
When really, I'm sorry not to be one of those people, but like, if you love your significant other that much, you should just be doing shit for them.
Yeah, regardless of whether it's a special day for it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? The National Retail Federation projects that 32% of Valentine's Day spending, however, is spent on friends rather than significant others, which is so interesting. Now, this leads so well into the rise of Valentine's Day celebrations and the celebration of friendship, showing that romance is not the only profound love we experience.
I actually like vastly prefer Valentine's Day. I feel like it's so much more beautiful to have a day where you just celebrate like your friends.
Yes.
And how much you love it, because I feel like we don't really get as many opportunities to show that gratitude. And like obviously you can through, you know, organizing things with your friends and telling them and whatever. But I do love this trend where people are it's like Friendsmas, right?
Yes.
Friendsgiving for the Yanks, you know, like you're taking a thing that's traditionally kind of excluded friends and now making it about celebrating with your friends. And I think that that is a really, really nice way to acknowledge how important friendships are.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful and I love it.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the idea of Valentine's Day actually came from the Parks and Rec episode.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. So it's from an episode back in like 2010. I think it was in their 6th season or something like that. Leslie claimed that it was ovaries before rovaries.
I've not seen Parks and Rec, but I have heard that.
Have you seen that meme?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes. Well, that's where it came from.
Okay.
The whole Valentine's Day thing, funnily enough.
Good for them.
Love that. Thank you for starting that for us.
Thank you, Parks and Rec.
But as of last year, there were over 200,000 Valentine's Day related videos on TikTok, and the general search for Valentine's Day was up by 23% in 2025 compared to 2024, which is wild. I also actually polled our little community on Instagram.
Cute.
And 85% of the girlies said that they either love celebrating Valentine's Day, they have in the past, or they haven't yet, but they really want to. And then the other 15% were men.
We don't care what they have. This isn't for you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
So there's no actually like any real rules to celebrating Valentine's Day, which is so fun. It's all about just like getting together with your friends, having a cute aesthetic dinner, doing a little crafty thing with a cheese board, and celebrating the privilege of female friendship.
And it really is such a privilege. Like there is something so special about female friendship.
Yeah.
Like there's something, I don't know, I can't explain it.
It's magical.
It really is.
And it is nice to like celebrate achievements that don't necessarily revolve around like that pipeline of just like getting married and having babies.
Yes.
Which are great things, but like, you know, we don't celebrate the other things often enough.
There's so much more to a woman's life than just getting married and having babies, you know, and I think that all of those other things should be celebrated. And usually when there is something exciting going on, it's usually the girls that are the first ones to want to celebrate.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as Bridget Brennan says in a Forbes 2024 article, she explains that women, quote, drive the celebration economy.
Absolutely. We love a celebration.
Totally. And like often it's women who are responsible for planning, logistics, the emotional labor, the organization of gifts. So the magic of celebratory days might not be there for them because they're the ones planning it.
And the thing is, when you're doing that for the girls,
yes,
they appreciate it.
So true.
They see all of that work. the girls will see the decorations, the way everything's coordinated, your little platter, your setup.
They will often like very much heavily contribute as
yes,
well.
they contribute and then they also acknowledge it. And so you get that validation of like, oh my God, all of my hard work got noticed versus, okay, listen, love my husband.
Yes.
But he showed up. So our husbands had their own car to get to our wedding because they can't be separated for more than like 10 seconds at a time.
They cannot.
So they had their own car and literally the rest of the groomsmen and also my husband's family went in a separate car so that they could be in there together. And they got to the venue and my husband turned to yours and the first thing he said was, oh, this is nice. You fucking dickhead. Oh, this is nice. Are you joking me? And he just remembered nothing of the planning process.
As if he hadn't been there with you like 1,000 times before during the planning.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
To be fair, I did take over because I am a control freak and I love a party. I love decorations. So there wasn't that much input from him. It was very much like welcome to Natalie's wedding featuring this guy.
Yes, very much so.
But
as it should be.
Just the fact that he rocked up and was like, this is nice. Even your husband was like, are you joking? Do you know what any of this is? And he was like, no, that looks good. Natalie did a great job. So cheers, mate. Whereas the girls got it.
They
all
really
day.
do.
The girls were like, oh my God, everything's coordinated and da-da-da-da, right? That's what you want.
100%.
I would just like to add one more thing about like modern day Valentine's Day versus like Galentine's Day and how like we are so much more seen, I think, generally by the women around us.
Oh, yeah.
So earlier today, I was doing some online shopping, okay? And I was looking for a Robovac, right? Like the little Roomba. Why did I get onto a store and they were having a Valentine's Day sale on vacuums?
Capitalism final boss.
A woman would never.
No.
A woman would never purchase a Robovac
as a Valentine's
Day gift.
I just clocked what you were saying.
Yes.
That is not on.
They had a Valentine's Day sale.
No.
I would commit a felony.
No. Men, I don't think you're listening to this, but if you are, do not get your partner.
Do not.
That's not a Valentine's Day gift.
No.
From frat bro ancient Romans to a mysterious amount of bishops and beyond, that is the lovely story of Valentine's Day.
How fun.
Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
How are you celebrating this, you guys? Like, let us know. We're nosy.
Tell us in the comments.
What are we doing for Valentine's Day?
Yes, what are you doing this year?
Well, I've got a cute little lunch with my friends and everyone's just like bringing something small and
that's really nice.
It's low key, but we love getting together with the girls.
Oh,
so
I love that.
I'm very excited. We're going to do that on Sunday.
I didn't organise anything with the girls this year. It's been a little bit of a hectic month for me, but also I'm really, really bad with organising stuff around Valentine's Day because Pisces season, my birthday is like a week and a half afterwards.
I know, we kind of like double up Valentine's and your birthday.
I know.
And it makes so much sense that you're a Pisces.
Right?
Totally.
I know.
We love to see it. Thanks for joining us in our first episode back.
Thank you.
This has been so much fun.
I know. I'm so excited to be doing season 2.
Me too. I'm very keen. We've got so many fun episodes.
I know. And I feel like I'm so like reinvigorated now that we have this like rebrand. We've got the new setup. If you're watching on YouTube, please tell us what you think about it.
Yes. A like, comment, share with your fellow history girlies.
Give us 5 stars, please.
Please. And we will see you on the next one.
See ya.
Bye.